part of the AFL Auskick program, primary students proved it's not just a sport for the oldies.
Deciding who to throw the ball to is slightly confusing for these young AFL players, but they're learning the rules quickly through the Auskick program.
It's a push by the AFL to get a local Auskare centre set up here in Moorhope, which we'll be working on later as well. So this is just to familiarise the kids, get them excited, show a few of the parents and hopefully get the teachers interested in playing it at school as well.
The gala program was organised by Long Flat Primary School near Wauchope. After taking part in a recent AFL day at Port Macquarie, they invited 7 smaller schools in the region to another one. The children play 2 15-minute halves, referees guiding them along the way.
And they pick up the skills so quickly, it's unbelievable. I'll go and do free schools clinics, and at the start of it there's no hand-eye coordination. At the end of it they're kicking it, handballing it, marking it, and it means for girls and boys, which is great as well.
We're more interested in developing the skills of catching and kicking and passing and teamwork. That's really what we're on about today.
85,000 children are now playing Aussie rules in schools across the state. Leona Kelly in Wauchope, Prime Local News.
Tari Super Bowl rules schools at Port Macquarie today.
The Paul Kelly Cup competition attracted primary schools from all around the Port Macquarie area. Makeshift fields and goalposts were set up on Stewart's Park to accommodate the boys and girls as they fought for the honour of #1 school.
We've got 200 kids making up 13 teams from about 8 or 9 schools in the area. Far away is Long Flat, Kempsey, Wauchope and Port Macquarie.
Play was fast and furious in the round robin carnival, with more than 40 games contested.
You have the whole skills range here, from some schools that are obviously well advanced to schools that have had 2 clinics and before that didn't even know what Aussie rules was. So yeah, it's hard that way, but we try and even the teams up as best we can.
The overall winner of the day was St Joseph's of Kempsey, who didn't drop a game. Port Macquarie's Tacking Point Primary School was runners-up. Matthew Clark at Port Macquarie, Prime Local News.
The Australian rules football competition is named after.
46 schools between Port Macquarie and Byron Bay entered the competition. Only 6 made the final. St Francis Xavier from both Ballina and Woolgoolga, Skenner's Heads Holy Family, Tacking Point from Port Macquarie, Sawtell and Kempsey St Joseph's. It's Sawtell's second time in the final, playing in the red and black Guernseys. The team were in top form against St Joseph's, winning this game by 11 points. The 12-a-side competition, which is played right across the country, has grown from 80 teams in 1998 to 480 this year. The man it's named after paid a visit to Coffs Harbour today, signing footy boots and hats for the adoring fans.
It's good to get up to the regions outside that, and the kids appreciate it and I enjoy it.
The competition's modified rules of smaller fields and no tackling is designed to foster younger players' interest in the sport, a concept which has proved successful in this region.
In Coffs Harbour, we've probably grown from, say, about 60 kids through to about 350 at the moment over the last 2 years. And Ballina and Byron Bay, Lismore area this year has gone from nothing to about 180 kids. And also down in Port up to about 100 kids from only a few running around. So it's been really successful.
Sally McKay, NBN News.
Seniors.
Aussie rules football. Paul Kelly and Brett Allison taking time out to help recruit new junior players.
While Sydney Swans captain Paul Kelly is restricted with what he can do on the field because of injury, off it he is still kicking goals. The 1995 Brownlow medal winner and new recruit Brett Allison were in Port Macquarie today, helping to promote the code.
Can you make sure that you tell him to wake up himself and start going off on the Swans, all right?
With new junior clubs being established at Port Macquarie, Foster and Taree this year, the visit by the Swans stars the perfect tonic to get things rolling locally.
I suppose we're sort of promoting the Auskick program a little bit. There's a sign-up day on March the 4th, I think, for that. So, yeah, it's mostly to get the young kids involved in the game and learn the skills and enjoy it.
The kids have shown a lot of interest today that we've been and visited in the schools, and they're showing that they know about the sport. They've heard about the sport, and hopefully the visit from Paul and myself will kick it along a bit.
On a personal note, both players have high hopes for season 2000, particularly Brett, who has moved over from the Kangaroos.
To get out on the field and probably get through a year injury-free and surge towards the finals is probably the goal I've set myself this year.
Matthew Clark at Port Macquarie, Prime Local News.
The lower North Coast's
of AFL players out of retirements.
While going around every weekend in the North Coast Australian Football League is not beyond 30-year-olds, there are some players who feel it is, and for one reason or another they stop playing. In a bid to bring ex-players out of retirement, Super Rules is starting in Port Macquarie.
I've heard reports that there's quite a few retired footballers up here, and I've been playing for about 8 years, so it just feels like the right time to start it up here. The juniors are kicking off and the Magpies are going well, so might as well have somewhere for them to play after they've finished.
The first game of Super Rules was played at Ballarat in Victoria in 1980. Since then, it's spread to all parts of Australia with over 100 teams and 4,000 players.
We have a modified set of rules which try and avoid injury and promote fun. And the concept is basically family-based, so we try to get the families involved, the wives and the kids and everything, barbecues and all that sort of stuff.
Meantime, the North Coast Australian Football League continues on Saturday. Taree are home to...
Afternoon continued over a burger at McDonald's with family and friends and, of course, his new mate Plugger. Lynn Lilleen at Port Macquarie, Prime Local News.
Hall won an hour's coaching from Plugger for himself and his classmates from a newspaper competition. Lockett hung up his boots last year after bagging 1,357 goals from 278 games, and his visit has convinced Sam to now try to emulate his hero. To soccer and...
and everybody will get one of those, okay? Okay. Tony there, Jill?
Got the camera?
Sorry.
Okay, one more big round of applause for Tony Lockett. Okay, as we know, hands up those that knew that Tony Lockett was the all-time highest scoring goal kicker in VFL AFL. How do you all know that? And who did he play Aussie rules for? I can't hear you. That's all right, yeah. Okay, we're going to have a few questions and answers. Anybody got some nice, easy questions for us today for Tony? Stand up. We train at the SCG. Where our home games are. So, but a lot of the time we train at all different venues just to change around a bit. Sometimes we just do swimming. Sometimes we go for runs on the beach. And but our main training ground is the SCG. Yeah, playing for Sydney is really good. I started playing for Sydney in 1995, and I think I played about 95 games for Sydney, and it's been real enjoyable. We made the grand final in 1996, which is what all footballers want to do, is play in a winning grand final. We never won it in 96, but it was a great thrill to play in a grand final. I think it was probably one of the best days of my life, but it was probably one of the worst too because we lost. But playing for Sydney's been a lot of fun, and you get to meet a lot of good friends. How many people have I played against? So I've played against quite a few. I played footy since I was 7 years of age, and I went down and played with St Kilda in 1983. I was 16, and I played for 17 years. How many goals? I kicked 1,357. most of them goals, well, I hope so. I think I kicked about 600 points too, so I missed a few. But, look, in my position at full forward, you're a bit lucky because all the boys kick the ball to you and then you only have to get 6 or 7 kicks and you've had a pretty good day, whereas some of the other blokes that play in the midfield, they've got to get 20 or 30 to have a good game. So it's a little bit glorified really, but look, you get to meet a lot of really good friends, and it's pretty hard. It's not easy now. It takes up a lot of time, training and everything like that. But if you dedicate yourself to it, the rewards are there at the end. Am I a fast runner? Unfortunately, mate, running wasn't one of my strong points. No, I never went too far from the goal square, mate. You a fast runner? You look fast. That's good.
Did you score any tries?
Did you score any tries? Oh. Did Paddy Morton kick any goals? No, I never played rugby league. I've watched a fair bit of it, but never got to play it. But it's a good game too, mate. But no, I never scored any tries. Sorry? In a season? No, I think the most was about 135 in one season. The record's 150, but I never got too close to that one. When I first started, I was 7 years of age, so I was about some age of some of the young kids here, and just retired last year at 33. Oh, right. What was the first thing I'd done? I can't remember. Well, I think when you come in after a game, it's the same every week. You've got to go into the coach's room, and he has a word to all the players about the game, and what was the good bits and what was the not so good bits, and they just have a talk to you about 15 minutes, and then you've got to go and see the physio bloke, and you go through a big warm down session for about 20 minutes, make sure your recovery's up, and then you get to eat some nice little jelly snakes and have a sausagen, and that's pretty much the same every week. Yeah, it was good. There was a bit of news about it, I guess, coming up to the record. So I think it was more relief than anything to finally get it over and done with. But I guess, it was just, I tried to get it the week before, but I had to get 6 goals, but I only got 3, and then so I needed 3 the following week against Collingwood, and I got them in the first quarter. So I was a bit glad it was all when it was all over and done with. Is it fun being a football player? It sure is. Yeah, you have lots of fun. You have to train pretty hard, and it takes up a lot of time. But as I said before, you get to meet a lot of new friends, and it is a real lot of fun. Is it fun being a football player? It sure is. Yeah, you have lots of fun. You have to train pretty hard, and it takes up a lot of time. How many did I win, or how many did we win? I'm not really sure. I don't know how many winning games that I played in, or how many losing games. I know I played about 278 day games and about 20 odd night games, so nearly 300 games. Yeah, I was real happy to play with Sydney. Yeah, I played with St Kilda first, and then in 1994 I got what do they call it? A clearance. I got a clearance to play with the Sydney Swans, and the Sydney Swans have been really good. They're a real good side, and hopefully I can stay there for a lot longer yet. Oh, well, I guess it's good. It's always good to come out to schools like this and meet all the young kids, because that's where all the future is. That's the Swans are relying on all the young boys here to play footy. Hopefully you all play footy, do you? Auskick? Yeah. Well, who plays Auskick? Everyone? No one? Well, that's what you've got to play, because it's a better game than rugby, isn't it? Yeah. look, they're both good games. They're both good games, but look, at your age, I think the best bit of advice I can give you is just make sure you enjoy yourself. I'm too old, mate. And I played for 17 years, and you know, it's just got to the stage where I couldn't keep up with the young blokes anymore. So I was just, you know, I've been a long time at it, been all my life, and I just had enough at the end, and I just decided that I'd retire and have a rest. Yeah, little young fella down here.
We need to put thumbs up and say, "You beauty!" Okay, now one more thing. There's some television cameras here today and some reporters from the newspapers. We need to all put our thumbs up and say there's only one Tony Lockett, okay? Okay, let's do it again. Thumbs up. Okay, once again, thank you to...
Bit of a warm-up. And I know a few of the guys in the back over here or wherever, they've done kicking before, but we're going to test the skills again. How many kids are here? Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Facing me, spreading out so we're not touching each other. Don't go behind me, stay in front of me. Hands up if you haven't got a partner. Okay, joining up please. Quickly. We don't have to do any dancing, or we don't have to hold hands today, so. Okay, hands up now if you haven't got a partner. Okay, work out between you both who's going to be a magpie.
They're all my balls.
Oh, you guys are alright. Shouldn't be doing that on camera anyway. Enough of that. Down on the grass, okay. Now, if you're holding a footy, just put it down in your lap or between your feet and let's not move it, okay? What we're going to do, I'll have that footy. Anybody tell me what sort of kicks we do in Aussie rules? Just like that. So when you have a look at your footy, you see either side of the laces, there's a nice long seam or a line down there. Our fingers go straight down that line like that, okay? And we're holding like that, laces pointing to the front, hands down the side, and close into our body. Pretty simple. Now the third thing we want to do is when we're holding it down there like that, we want to tilt the top of the football. Now what Sam's going to do is do a nice little kick over to Tony. And, oh, not too bad, straight to him. Okay, Tony's going to kick it back to Sam. And I think Tony's set up was right. Beautiful, straight to Sam. Just before we go, who can tell me what way the ball spins in the air? One more time. Okay, magpie.
Here you are.
That's it, okay. Bombers. Taking 4 steps backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Partners at the back, just tell me when I ask who were the ones that kicked a nice straight one. Are we ready? On my whistle. 4 steps forward and a nice big kick. Very good up the top there. Well done down that end. Are we ready on the whistle? Yeah. This time make more of an effort. I want to see you kick it the furthest, okay? Well done. All those people up on the hill, they all get a football. But you're not allowed to go past me, okay? Are we ready on the whistle? Shooting the top over. Are we ready?
They're not as wide as you used to.
Okay, on my whistle. 2 or 3 steps forward. A nice big kick.
One more time. Put the rocket. Okay, on my whistle. On top of your shoe. If you can't, bring your leg closer. Okay, now with your thumb, with your finger on top, with your thumb I want you to touch your first lace back from your toe. So it's about a gap of about that much, see like this? Can everybody make sure you do it? Everybody touch the grass, alright? Yeah. Okay, you ready? Yeah. Now listen, we need to count them out loud. You've got to make sure you're warmed up, right? So we've got to count to 10, and you've got to count them out loud. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, and the last one, hold it halfway. Hold it. Hold it, hold it. See who's going to be the last one to hold it. Quick, hold it, come on, hold it. Get longer. Right, that'll do it. Okay, down the front, everybody, quickly. In front of me. Only this line.
Are they supposed to be our partners?
No, it doesn't matter. From there?
No, I can't. Can the girls go up a bit further? Yeah.
Just go back into your line. It gets thrown up to here because once we get up. That's the way. Just one straight line, quick, one straight line. Come on.
Right now, it's so good to see you. Hello, Mommy.
It's very important when you see where this football has come from. Who knows?
There we go. He's going to get 3 out of 3. Hold on, no. What you got to do is you've got to hold me down. That's it. Is his line up right? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's a good one. That's a go.
Just accept those eight and get another 10.
Well, that's right. You've got to draw the line.
Hey, Brooke, you're on camera.
Let's go.
You know what? No, you can have a photo with him. No.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, because this isn't mine. No, come on.
A bit tricky.
These girls are tricky.
Come on now, we've got to...
Is that hope that's local Casa Grain.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
That's why Christmas
Yeah, you all play Aussies?
the game's next
Who plays now? Yeah, you're all playing next year. Tony Lunny's going to play next year.
I'll play next one.
A huge crowd welcomed both teams onto the ground at Coffs Harbour International Stadium. The Magpies, keen to turn the tables on the home side, grabbed the initial advantage. From there, it was a seesawing affair, North Coffs making sure they weren't left behind. The Magpies resorting to some unorthodox play off the ground. By the end of the second quarter, the blue and white were starting to tire. The beginning of the third, though, saw a change of pace, North Coffs fighting their way back into the game. Port Macquarie pulling out all the stops to win their first senior premiership in 8 years.
Well, in the end there, they actually crumbled, but during the game they were good. I thought we were going to sail it up there in the third quarter, but to their credit, they fought back and actually really made us worry that the character comes through in the end. Well, today's national